And there we go. It's another show, ladies and gentlemen. Before you know it, there's just another show. And I'm here to bring it home, baby. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Welcome to the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas, and this is 2 hours of uncut, unrehearsed, unscripted madness designed to entertain you as best I can. So hopefully you find this entertaining because, by God, it's all from the cuff. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I have fun doing it, and I love all of you for being here with me. There's a new name, Vamp Skyder. How you doing? Great to see you. Thanks for coming in and checking out the show. Hello, Hoggle. Great to see you. Hi, BJ. Hello, Wizard. Who else is here? T-Bone's here. Talking about me being, no, I'm not ghoul food. That's for sure. If you look at the thumbnail for tonight's show, I'm the only one seeing it coming. The other guys are just, I don't know. They're just in a different place, I guess. So, but T-Bone was giving me props that I could see it coming. You got it, because I make the thumbnails. I make sure I look good as much as I can. Same damn image for the last 2 years anyway. But I used to have a couple other images that I rotated in, but I am super critical of my own photo. Like, and it's weird because I do these shows, and of course I'm, on screen and doing it. You think I would get desensitized to it, but I still look at myself and go, ooh, don't like that angle. Don't look that way. I don't know what it is. Like, I really have never, ever, ever liked my profile. Ever. So, like, when I'm looking over to the side and stuff, I'm like, stop it. Just look at the camera. So, anyway. But good to see all of you guys. Thank you all for coming in. Who else is here? Rachel Gets It Right is here. Chucky Danger's in the house. We're going to be doing Chucky's segment tonight. The question of the week on Discord. So that'll be coming up tonight. Kitty Cattywack's here. I'm here. Wizard Moon is here. 420 Man from the West. Cadstar's here. Good to see you. Wizard Moon again. Let's see, anybody else that I haven't said so far? I'm trying to get everybody. I'm just doing the lazy scroll through the existing chat to see who's talking. Because it's kind of the same. I don't know. But maybe not. Maybe it's less efficient. Hi, Josie. Good to see you. Josie's here. I guess the party can continue. And let's see. I think that might be about rounding out the first part of the chat that I can see anyway. It scrolls pretty quick, but it's great to see all of you wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Hello, Deborah Neighbors. Great to have you here. I see that. Yes, made it. And hello, everyone. Well, thanks for being here, Vampire Man. Woo! Glad you made it. And we got vamps all over the place. Vamp Skyder and Vampire Man. So the bloodsuckers are well represented tonight. So be on your best behavior, everybody. I'm just saying. Still time to answer the question of the week. Yes, you're right, Rachel. We will be getting to the Discord question of the week. If you're not already a member, check out the link that Rachel just posted in the chat. Become a member, and love to have you, weigh in on the Discord question of the week. And what that is a segment where we ask you guys. Well, Chucky Danger is the architect of the question of the week and does an amazing job. But he asks some paranormal related question. Now, it might be dealing with Bigfoots or cryptozoology of some kind. It might be dealing with UFOs. It might be dealing with ghosts. It might be dealing with strange phenomena. But, we just like to put it out there and see what you guys think. And you guys have put some incredible ideas out there. And I'm always absolutely, blown away by your responses. So very, very cool. Hello, Mark Flanagan over on Facebook. Good to see you. Better than mine. What's my profile? I don't think so. Although I can't really see what is your image. It's this little tiny circle on my screen, so I'm trying to make it out. But yeah, you guys are all beautiful to me. It's just I'm tough on myself. What can I say? So let's see. Elaine is in the house as well. Good to see Elaine. Got Car Juice popped in over on Rumble. Hello, Car Juice. The Grieving Model popped in. Good to see you. Yeshua's here as well. And Stony Jackson's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in. Amy Creel. Good to see you. She didn't say hi to me, though. She said, I'm BJ Lapeer and Wizard Moon. What about me? No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. I think. Oh, nope. I've already said that. I'm just doing it. Oh, P. Gene is here. Good to see you. The radar is not on. You're absolutely right. Thank you. If the house is rocking, don't bother knocking. Just come on in. What's going on at your house? I'm just saying. Hey. All right, let's start the ghost radar and get this going. And that's this thing right over there. I got to do it the right way. Right here. This is the ghost radar, and we run this in the background during every show. Sometimes it actually chats with us, which is really cool because it has a word database. And it sometimes contributes to the discussion, sometimes bizarrely, but other times very directly. And it's really surprising. So we'll turn it on here in just a second. What is that, 31st today, isn't it? God, there goes January, folks. Well, there it goes. Already 1 month in 2026 down, 11 to go. Let's hope this gets a lot more fun. The first part of 2026 has been pretty heavy. Pretty heavy. All right. Anything else going on in the chats? Radar isn't on. You're right. I just turned it on, though. That'll be coming up now. Let's see. Hello, Stony. I'm just seeing what you guys are talking about, who you're talking to see if I missed another name. Yeshua's in the house. I think I said that, though. Flyer Tuck's here. Good to see you, buddy. And Mel WD40's in the house. Welcome, Mel. Good to have you here. As well as, that might be it. Oh, here we go. T-Bone, my God, brother. You are just dusting up this week. Holy God. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. On Twitch, they say gifted subs. On YouTube, it's gifted memberships. But awesome. Gifted 5 memberships tonight, folks. Let's see who got them. New York Upstate got one of them. Lisa McClendon. Lisa McClendon. All right, I'm just trying to, they're all chunks of letters, so I'm trying to read them. Bob Thorson got one, as did Weird Sauceable and Melissa. So welcome, all 5 of you. You're now 30-day members to the channel. If you like it, you're welcome to continue. Otherwise, thanks for giving it a shot. I haven't done much to make those perks worth sustaining, but I'm trying. I just have so much to keep up with. And things are just a madness in my life right now. Not only the shows, but my life is just madness right now. So I've got fires going everywhere. It's just like crazy. Crazy, but the Batman, God bless you, gifted a membership as well. Thank you so much. And it looks like the grieving model is the recipient of that. So congratulations to you. Maybe that's a little less to grieve. I'm just saying. Might be celebrating model. Time for a name change. She got the lucky break for the free one. Thank you, Batman. Appreciate it, brother. So there you go. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you. And, of course, the Batman. Good to have you here as well, brother. Thanks. So there it is. Yep, so is mine, so am I. But that is life. Yeah, I think it's kind of everybody's right now. I think we're in kind of a state of flux and emergence, and maybe in a chrysalis state, if you will, like the cocoon state. And we're all going to become these beautiful butterflies, but we just got to go through hell to get to the butterfly part. At least that's what I'm going for. Mark Flanagan says, hell of a name. Whose name? Whose name is a hell of a name? I don't know. But I'm glad he liked it, whatever it is. So there you go. Phil Funk's in the house. Good to see you, brother. And I guess that's where we're going to start with the news. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we do lots of different segments on the show. What does that say? Brace? Oh, no, that doesn't sound. Brace yourself. No, I don't want to brace myself anymore. I'm tired of bracing. I want to relax now. No more bracing. I want the happy crap to start happening everywhere for everybody. Well, let's hope it just means like no, I don't even want to say that, because the other kind of brace is when something's wrong, you got to wrap it up with a brace of some kind. That's not good either. I don't know how brace is good, but I'm hoping it's not a omen of bad news. All done, Brent. Wow. There you go. The unknown is now known as Amateur Acoustics tonight. Good to have you here, brother. And he's been working on a news thing himself, so I'm going to have news things coming out of my ears. Maybe I'll use one for intro and one for exit. I don't know. We'll see. anything's possible here on the portal, folks. But let's check it out. Let's get to the news and see what's going on. I can't use it tonight, Unknown, but I'll use it on Wednesday. I'll showcase it on Wednesday night because I would have had to have it preloaded before I launched the show. So anyway, don't forget to drop Kip the thumbs up. You got it, Phil. Absolutely. Give it the atomic drop, the people's elbow. Just saying. I don't know. I'm very, very unversed in wrestling lore. I used to watch the wrestling, babe, way back in the day. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Paranormal Portal, the news. It's time for the news. Let's get to the news.
From every corner of the world, this is the moment everything changes. Breaking developments, global impact, real-time urgency. This is Paranormal Portal News, the most trusted news.
Makes me sound like I'm so serious. This is the news, and we don't discuss the news like the rest of the crap out there. That stuff's enough to make you ulcer out and drink Pepto-Bismol like it's a shooter or something. But this is the news that I hope is interesting, maybe fun, maybe intriguing, maybe hilarious. And sometimes it's paranormal as well, but it's not really paranormal news per se. I'll just say that. But this is our news, and we do it every night at the lead-in of every show. So I hope you guys find some merit in this part of the show because I have a lot of fun doing it. So anyway, just keep in mind, I utilize a lot of different websites throughout the course of my shows, these live streams, and these sites are absolutely incredible, and I can only endorse them. I can only support them and try to encourage you guys to go check them out because these sites are absolutely incredible. And we don't want them to go anywhere, so the people's elbow works. Thanks, Phil. We don't want these sites to go anywhere, so please support them. Give them your traffic because your traffic does equal revenue and keep the lights on for these guys. So, and if you keep their lights on, they'll keep producing all of this amazing content. So it's just a big love circle all the way around. So check them out. And the first article tonight is coming from the Space and Astronomy Files. I know that certainly some are pretty convinced that we might be the only thing going on in the cosmos, and others are pretty sure there's a lot more going on in the cosmos. I think in this circle, most of you guys are probably believers that there's other intelligent life out there. Where do they come from? Well, who knows, but it turns out that maybe it's not such a rare thing to find Earth-like worlds in the cosmos as they were. So I know there's several hundreds or thousands that have been identified that are in the Goldilocks zone, which is this perfect distance from their sun to support an environment that should be somewhat like ours. And maybe that's an option. If we really screw this up, we can just go check out one of the neighbors and check out their lawn because the grass is always greener, right? Well, it might actually be. So let's get to this first one and have a look. How far away is it and what's going on? I don't even know, but it's coming from unexplained-mysteries.com, the Space and Astronomy Files. And this is planet remarkably similar to Earth is found just 146 light years away. Now, oftentimes people hear the term light years and it's like, well, that doesn't sound so far. Well, a light year is the amount of time or the amount of distance that light can cover within a calendar year. And that is a light year. And so that's a long ways away. Since we're not currently traveling at or even near the speed of light, that's probably more like 146,000 years of travel or something like that. Something just astronomical. But if we figure out that faster travel stuff, we can get there maybe even quicker. But let's check out this article and see what they say. Another potentially habitable world has been discovered thanks to data, however you say it, collected by the Kepler Space Telescope. The discovery of extraterrestrial life would be one of the most groundbreaking events in human history, and while we have yet to make such a find, it seems only a matter of time now before it happens. I think it's happened, but, we'll let these these fringe people just sit on their laurels, I guess. One of the most promising avenues in this regard is the discovery of extrasolar planets, worlds that exist far beyond our solar system, orbiting distant stars. For decades, astronomers have been searching for planets that could support life, habitable worlds orbiting within the habitable zones of their stars, where temperatures are high enough to allow liquid water, one of the most important factors for life, to exist on the surface. Well, at least life as we know it. I don't know. They could have antifreeze for blood. I don't know. Anyway, the latest discovery, which comes courtesy of NASA's Kepler Space Telescope, and get this romantic name, folks, is HD 13701-0B. Oh, doesn't that just give you the chills? Man, whoever's naming these things should be writing Hallmark cards. No, they shouldn't. An extrasolar world situated 146 light years away. Described as being remarkably similar to Earth, this distant world has a chance, albeit a small one, of having a temperate climate and vast planet-spanning ocean of liquid water. On the other hand, it could also be freezing, making the odds of finding life there much lower. Follow-up observations of that, I'm not going to reread it again, are also likely to prove tricky. The planet's orbital distance is so similar to Earth's means such transits happen far less often than for planets in tighter orbits around their stars. It's a big reason why exoplanets with Earth-like orbits are so hard to detect in the first place, NASA wrote. With luck, confirmation could come from further observation by the successor to Kepler, K2, NASA's TESS, the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, the still-functioning workhorse for planetary detection, or from the European Space Agency's CHEOPS, which is Characterizing Exoplanet Satellite. Man, somebody needs to get slapped over on the European deal. That's the worst. That's the worst acronym I've ever seen. Characterizing, so they took CH from characterizing. Exo, or just E and then O, exo planets, and then planets is P, and then satellite. That is the most brutal acronym I have ever seen. Wow. Somebody needs a demotion. Otherwise, gathering further data on planet HD, whatever the hell it is, might have to wait until the next generation of space telescopes. Well, there you go. Might be there. Might be good. Might not be, and we'll probably never know either way. But anyway, that's the news, the first one, and maybe you learned something. I don't know. I thought it would be much more interesting than that, but it wasn't. It wasn't at all. So let's get to the next article, ladies and gentlemen, because there's always more here on the portal. And this one is from the world of the bizarre. Now, this is something I had heard years ago. I actually heard about this. I don't know. I think I heard about it many, many years ago when I lived in Michigan for a period of time. But my cousin, who's from Michigan, was like, "You ever heard of this?" I was like, "Well, yeah, when I lived out there." And he goes, "What? I never heard about this." And that's where he lived. I lived with them right after I guess I was about 18 or 19. So I don't know. I thought it was from there, but maybe I picked it up somewhere else. But this is from World of the Bizarre of unexplained-mysteries.com. Americans in 6 U.S. states warned about the threat of exploding trees. Now, as far as I understand it, it has to do with conifer trees and the way that the sap freezes. It can actually expand and blow trees apart is what I thought it was. But let's see what this article says, because it might correct that or give it a better explanation. A peculiar phenomenon that occurs only during periods of particularly cold weather has been raising eyebrows recently. And if you happen to be strolling through picturesque woodland in American Midwest or Northern Plains this week, you might want to avoid standing too close to the trees. This is because the cold weather has brought with it an unusual phenomenon known as frost cracking that can cause tree trunks to literally burst outward like an explosion. Well, maybe it's not just conifers then. According to meteorologist Max Velocity. What? Are you serious? This is somebody's name? Oh my God, he sounds like an anime character. What's your name? Max Velocity. Get the cuffs on this one. He gets pulled over for a DWI. He's screwed once he gives his name. Wise guy, eh? There you go. States particularly at risk of this right now include Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, North Dakota, and South Dakota, as well as parts of Iowa and Illinois. The phenomena occurs when sap and water inside the trunk freeze, causing the interior trunk of the trunk to expand and push outward against the bark until it suddenly and catastrophically gives way. Ooh. The resulting fracture can occur so violently that the sound often resembles a gunshot going off. Ooh. The problem is particularly prevalent right now as parts of North America have been subjected to extreme cold, with the temperatures in some states plunging as much as 30 degrees. You can check out a local news media report about the phenomena below. Well, I think we should, right? We should know more. If trees are going to start blowing up, we should know about it. Let's check it out. And this is coming from CBS Chicago. This is, another news network. But let's check it out. This is their YouTube channel.
These freezing temperatures don't just impact us. Experts here tell me this bitter cold can have a major impact on trees. And this may explain any loud sounds you hear in your tree-filled neighborhood. Check out the photos on your screen. An example of the phenomena taking over the internet by snowstorm right now.
Oh, see what you did there?
Trees. But is this extreme cold really causing trees to explode? We took questions to the experts, folks here at the Morton Arboretum. But with most people working from home,
because of these terrible cold temperatures,
I caught up with horticulturist Sharon Yisley virtually.
Trees can break apart under severe cold. It's just a thing we don't see here very often. So I know there's a lot of chatter on social media about it. Everyone's kind of excited. It's unusual.
There are, quote, numerous historic...
Did you see her working title? Did you see it? That's hilarious. Her working title, her name is Sharon Yisley, and her working title is Plant Knowledge Specialist. Really? Can't you just call her a plantist or something? I don't know. Plant Knowledge Specialist that must look like crap on a name badge. But anyway, here we go.
Media about it. Everyone's kind of excited. It's unusual.
There are, quote, numerous historic and current observations of trees exploding in intense cold, according to the National Forest Foundation. And Yisley agrees a version of exploding isn't impossible, but it's much more likely any sounds you're hearing is from what a tree expert calls frost cracking. And yes, that cracking makes a loud noise.
The tree warms up during the day because of sun. It starts to cool off at night, and the bark cools faster than the wood inside. So It splits open.
There you go.
These photos show what a tree looks like after a frost crack. I'm told trees with existing damage and those with thin bark are more prone to frost cracks. The good news?
But in most cases, trees are very resilient, and they are able to heal those cracks over time.
The folks here at the plant clinic are always addressing questions like these. Right now, they're taking...
The plant clinic. This one got taken down by a chainsaw. Help him, Doc. Anyway, there you go. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm sure it's probably a dangerous phenomenon because it kind of can happen anywhere at any time with the right conditions. So that's a little creepy. You could be driving along and suddenly, here comes a tree falling right in front of you or on you. So that's scary, but, I guess maybe the reason why I heard it's mostly conifers is because they said it's most prevalent in the thin bark trees. Well, looking at pines or spruce or any of them, they have very, very thin bark. So I suppose that can cause the cooling to happen pretty rapidly and therefore the problem starts. So there you go. We may not have heard of that before. It is better than bullets. You're right. I saw unknown. Oh, the unknown is named unknown again. Okay. The unknown has actually seen this or heard it and says it's really loud and scary. I'll bet it is. You just generally don't expect your trees to explode. I don't think any of us are probably prepared for that. So frost crack puff pass. I don't think you passed that one, Carol, but yeah, hey, whatever you can get your hands on, I guess. All right. So that was the second story. And there's more. There's always more. And we're going to close with this one. This is the last one. This one's kind of a like a oh crap kind of story. I don't know. I think everybody knows someone that just, it doesn't seem to matter what happens. Something's always going to hell for them. And, they can try over and over and over, and something's going to go to hell. And if you don't know the person, then it's probably you, because it's definitely me. I'm definitely being autobiographical here when I'm describing that. But this one is from the Modern Mystery Files of unexplained-mysteries.com. And I don't know what the hell these guys did, but if this is karma, they must have done some really bad crap. So let's check it out. Here it is, the last article of the night from unexplained-mysteries.com. Indian family terrified as curse sees their home catch fire 15 times in a week. Oh my God. That's got to be absolutely horrifying. I can't imagine probably a more horrifying experience than especially if it happens at night when you're kind of out of it. And, to wake up and just see that orange glow in the smoke and stuff. And it's like, oh no, this is horrible. I mean, you obviously these people with dealing with fires and stuff, they lose everything. It's about the most tragic thing that can happen. Maybe not the most, but we love our stuff. We worked long and hard to get our stuff, and then to have it go up. And that's providing nobody actually dies in the fire, which is even a more horrible tragedy. But 15 times in a week? Let's see what happened here. The unexplained and seemingly spontaneous fires allegedly began happening after a sage visited the house. Oops. A peculiar story out of India this month tells of a family from Kachauri village in the Indian state of Bihar who'd been forced out of their home by a spate of mysterious fires. According to reports, the phenomenon had begun after their house was visited by a sadhu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's sad and then who. So I'm assuming it's sadhu. Holy man is another, I guess we'll just say it's a holy man. The sadhu had asked for bread, but when he learned that they didn't have any and was offered rice and water instead, he was said to have become angry and cursed the building. Wow, that's some kind of privilege right there. Stating as he left that it would catch fire. A few days later, sure enough, a fire broke out. What a dick. Then another and another. The fires would begin seemingly out of nowhere. Sometimes piles of clothes would begin to burn out of the blue, and other times it was bedding or food stuff. With no electricity connection to the home, it was unclear how these fires were being started. The problem became so bad that the family ended up having to leave and have since been living with their belongings on a roadside, too scared to return to their own abode. Yeah, no doubt. What a dick, though. Who comes, hey, do you got any pudding? No. Well, we got some a slice of pizza. No, I wanted pudding. Screw you. Your house is burning down. It's like, what kind of a dick holy man is that? Wow, what a bastard. The case has prompted a great deal of speculation, with many locals blaming black magic for the phenomenon, while others maintain that the fires have been started deliberately. A local community leader who visited the family has called for a proper investigation to be carried out. As things stand, however, no definitive explanation for the mysterious fires has been forthcoming. Yeah, I think 15 times in a week is probably pretty much anybody's breaking point. Your house keeps lighting on fire 15 times in a week. It's definitely time to move. You got to go. You can't stay like that. No way. No way, no how. Yikes. Well, there you go. You might never have heard that before, but now you have. I hope you guys enjoyed the news for what it's worth. I enjoy bringing it to you each and every stream. So let's get back to the rest of the show, because we got a lot more ground to cover, and it ain't in here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the rest of the show.
From every corner of the world, this is the moment everything changes. Breaking developments, global impact, real-time urgency. This is Paranormal Portal News, the most trusted news.
That's most trusted, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I know. That was, again, courtesy of Wes Germer. Thank you, Wes. You make me look good. Now the unknown is making me look good, too. And Owls made me look good. And just saying, lots of wonderfully talented people around this show. And I couldn't be more honored. There's someone in the Rumble chat named Bumbers. How you doing, Bumbers? Glad to catch a live show, even late. There's no late here in the portal. You arrived precisely when you meant to. You're neither late nor are you early. It's kind of a Gandalf ripoff from Lord of the Rings. But anyway, glad to have you here. Thanks for stopping in. And yeah, so it's Dog Diggers over there as well as Barbara Mora, and now Carjuice and Bumbers. Bumbers is a new name. Brent, you always look good. Phil, you are far too kind, brother. Jeez. I'm telling you what. When I wake up, you guys, without this hat on, you would not believe the horror that I'm presented with every day in the mirror. It's just like, oh my God. And that, you got like this, your mouth is full of exactly, where it's like your mouth tastes exactly like crap. So I'm like breathing dragon breath, and I got hair doing Medusa stuff up here, and I can't even open my eyes, and it's all horrible. I knew it, Brent. That's a great wizard. Yeah. Absolutely. I try anyway. All right, so here we go. Carol Pack. Wow, thank you. Gifted 5 more memberships tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. 5 memberships from Carol Pack, and Who Got It Maker of Stuff got one of them. Rosie Child RN got one. That's 2. Grey Wolf Lindsay got one. Congratulations to all 3 of you. And then Clicks Angel. Clicks is spelled Kliqz, Angel. Very cool. Got one. And then Sugar Britches. Oh, Sugar Britches. Good to see you. I haven't seen Sugar Britches for a while. So wonderful. Unless you're a different Sugar Britches. And if you are, sorry. I thought I knew you. I don't know. I knew one. If you're the one and the same, then that's great. But special thanks to Carol for making that possible. And thank you, all 5 of you, because now you're members. So I really appreciate it. And there it goes. That's really cool, man. You guys are so generous. Wow. All right, so we cannot judge the morning version of any of us. Yeah, that's probably true. I'm gonna say there's not many people get out of bed looking decent. We all, especially as the years drag more lines across my face and make things sag even more. It's like, oh, yeah, it's like something out of science fiction. But anyway, I appreciate it, though. I think you guys are wonderful for my self-esteem. I think that's great. Never heard it exactly. Well, there you go. You heard it now, Hoggle. Glad to spread the love. That's kind of an old one, but I'm glad you hadn't heard it. Then I sound clever. All right, so we're going to move. Oh, Bad Boy. Jeez, 5 more. Jesus. What is up with you guys? Bad Boy, good to see you, brother. Bad Boy's been around the channel for years. Wonderful guy. Very, very supportive through the years. Thank you so much. So, Person 333 Free got one from Bad Boy. Cosmic Fleur got one. As did Dwayne Thomas. Great name. Thomas part, anyway. Dwayne's good, too. No offense. Hermit 2028 got one. And Raven Moon got one. So, congratulations, all 5 of you, Bad Boy. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. You're too good to me. You're all too good to me. You guys are amazing. Wow. All right. When cream of wheat isn't a choice anymore. Yeah. It's a staple of our older diets, huh? Got to move stuff. You need that fiber. Let me tell you. Yep. There you go. There we go. Let's see. All right. I know what we're doing next. I had to think there for a second. What are we doing? There we go. I remembered, though. And as such, I'm going to bring you into the experience because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the next segment of our show. And that is this segment. And it's this segment. What the hell? There it is. There it is. I found it. Question of the week, ladies and gentlemen. This is Discord. Oh, Discord. This is the Unknown creating that and mailing it to me. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Doesn't surprise me he's done. That guy can whip up stuff in just a moment. Oh, by the way, yeah, the Unknown's music is out there. And you can go to a link. It's up here in the general. There it is. The Unknown is a musician as well. He's actually a very good musician and a very talented guy. So go check out his music and give the man some props. Let me disable that. I don't want the encrypt or the crunch down names. So we are going to do the Discord question of the week now. And this has been championed by our very own Chucky Danger. Just an amazing guy, incredibly talented. And he's a podcaster himself. He's got the Danger Zone, and you can find that on Spotify. So support Chucky and what he's doing. He's also got a Discord community here that is the Danger Zone podcast. You may be able to not see it because my fat head is in the way. If you go over here, where is it? Oh, it's up a little higher, isn't it? Dang it. There it is. It's right up on top. The Danger Zone podcast. So look for that on Discord as well and support what Chucky's doing there. So it's time for the Discord question of the week. I was just going to look and see if anybody new came in. Nobody new tonight so far, but we've got a really incredible community here, ladies and gentlemen. Chris De Silvestri is De Silvestri. Very cool. Codename Dirty Birds in here. Lots of people. This doesn't necessarily mean they're actually in the server, but they're online on Discord somewhere. So when you see the green by their names, but these are all people that belong, as well as all of these that are offline currently. And there's hundreds of people have signed up for the Discord, which is really, really cool. So we'd love to have you there too, but the thread we're interested in is this one, which is Question of the Week. And this is what's championed by Chucky. He comes up with these questions. Sometimes you guys do too, because there's another thread here that's for suggestions about questions of the week. So you can let Chucky know if you've got a suggestion of a question that you'd like to see asked, and Chucky can do that. So very cool. Special thanks again to Chucky Danger. The man's a superstar. All right, here we go. Oh, my goodness. What is going on? There we go. Oh, my God. BJ Lapeer, you wrote me some words. All right. We'll get through these. We're going to start this now. Chucky will do these questions somewhere in the beginning of every week. And they will always be in this yellow box. You just make sure you're in the right thread. And you'll see the yellow box at the bottom. Just go all the way down the bottom. Then scroll up. That'll be the current question because every previous question is above this. This is a huge thread now. So it's been going on for over a year. And every week we do a new question. So you can look at all the old responses and stuff if you choose. That's perfectly fine. But the current question is always going to be at the bottom. The last post that looks like this with the yellow border and such. So the question of the week this week is, thanks Neil S. for the suggestion. In many Sasquatch encounters, witnesses describe the forest going completely silent. All wildlife seem to know to go quiet when there's a Sasquatch around. Why do you think this is? Is this a survival instinct or something else? And I've shared this many times throughout the history of the show, but I have experienced when the forest goes absolutely quiet. And I didn't see anything. I don't know if it was a Bigfoot or if it could have been a grizzly. It was up here in the north of Idaho. Could have been a mountain lion. I don't know, but everything went deadly quiet. And it was really unnerving. But I stood outside and because a friend of mine had to be out of town and his wife and young infant child were home alone up in the mountains. So she called and she's like, the dog won't quit barking. I don't know what's wrong. Something's not right. And so she asked if I would come up there. And so I went up there and I got out of my car and the dog was just going crazy. I almost cussed a little bit there. The dog was going crazy and it was like, oh. So I got the dog settled down. I sat by the dog and he's got mellowed out and I'm just petting him and we're having a moment and he settled down and quit barking. And then I just, I was unarmed or anything. So I'm up there in the mountains and the woman and the baby were in the house. So I just walked around the house, but it was like everything was quiet in a way that I'd never heard before. And it was like, even the crickets were just dead stop. Nothing was making noise, nothing. And it was really intimidating. So I grabbed a big stick as big as I could find and, was holding on to that, hoping, my God, something doesn't happen. But I just stayed around the house holding vigil. And it was probably about 5 minutes sitting there with just the dead stillness. I mean, I could feel my heart. I could hear my heartbeat. It was just so quiet. And this is out in the woods where it's usually, in the summertime, there's usually all kinds of noise. But then slowly, the crickets started coming back, and I could hear them at a distance first, and then closer ones started making noise. So whatever was there causing this presence had slowly moved away. And then the noise came back. It's like, oh, thank God. And then everything was fine, but it was really unnerving. Now, again, I'm not claiming that was a Bigfoot. It certainly, I guess, could be, but there's nothing that I can quantify it with other than the forest was quiet. But it was all kinds of wrong. So I know what that's like. But let's see what everybody said on this thread. And if you haven't answered, you might still have time by the time I read through these if you haven't answered yet and you'd like to jump in on this discussion. So the first up was ZX81V2 says, wildlife always goes quiet when a predator is around. Even humans cause the silence. Of course, it's all down to whether you're the hunter or the hunted. That's actually a great point. And I don't understand it personally either. But when I was younger, I'm sorry, I'm going back into me files here, but this is the only experience I have that I can relate some kind of logic to this, to that statement that ZX81V2 just said, because I do think that there's something about intention, and I don't understand how, but when I was younger, I had a BB gun, and I went up on the hill behind my house. I was much younger than when I got growled at, so I wasn't really aware of this big scary things around, but I was still probably 12, and I went and sat on the hillside behind our house, and I found this tree stump, and from a distance I could see just a ton of chipmunks everywhere, coming and going, in and out, and they were just doing that. And here I am with a BB gun. I'm like, oh, maybe I can plink a chipmunk, because I'm an idiot kid, and I certainly regret that thinking now, and I didn't, for the record, but I decided, well, I'm going to just get in position here and wait and see. So I got close enough, and they were all coming and going, like they didn't even care that I was there. But then I got in position and sat, and once I raised the gun, and I was waiting for one of them to poke out, it was like suddenly they wouldn't come out. They would not come out. And I sat there for a couple of minutes holding this up, and then my arms got tired. I'm like, well, all right. So I put the BB gun down in my lap and just kind of watched. As soon as I did that, those little bastards start coming out again. I'm like, what? So after that, I got, well, okay, here we go. So I raised the gun again, and again, nothing. And I held the thing up as long as I could, just waiting and waiting, and nothing would come out of those damn holes. There was like 5 holes around this stump that they were coming and going with. A huge community under there or something, or at least maybe it wasn't huge, but it was just they were so active. But as soon as I had that gun up, they would not come out. As soon as I put it down, they start popping out again. It was like an intelligence that was able to discern my intention. Now, this is my own personal experience. My hand to God, what I'm telling you is true. Whatever I tell you on this show, my hand to God will always be truth as far as I know it. I don't know how that can be. How could they know? These are chipmunks. These are, little rodent things. But they seem to know when I'm meant to do them harm versus when I wasn't any harm to them. And they reacted accordingly. And that to me really blew me away. So I like what ZX81V2 says, because there is a distinction with intention, I think, in animals. Like they can cue in on that energy. I don't know what it is, but I experienced it myself. And I marveled at it. I was like, oh my God, could they really know? Maybe they know. So true story. But anyway, let's go on to EM is up here and says, I don't know, but it could be a response to infrasound. Good point. That's a possibility. Bugs don't have the capacity to understand hairy men are a threat, so I'm going with infrasound. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair assessment. Certainly, there's no question they seem to utilize something like infrasound. If it's not infrasound directly, it's some other type of vibration or something they can emit that definitely turns on the fear in everything around them. Because there's many stories of hikers and stuff camping or whatever, and they're in a spot, they're having a great day, everything's wonderful, and then it's like somebody hit a switch, and they just go, I like they feel like this evil presence watching them, like something just gets turned on in them. So I think there is merit to that, Em. Great. All right, Eric the Wandering Purple Hobbit comes next, says what ZX81V2 said, plus you know all the other stuff about old Sassy. To see one, no matter how much you think you believe, can change your whole perspective. I know I was stunned for a long time, my mind fighting with what I knew against what really was. Oh, yeah, good point. Sure. Let's go to 3M Farm next. What if the forest does not go silent, but the witness is enclosed in a dimensional shift? Ooh, that's a good take. That's a good take, 3M Farm. I wouldn't have thought of that probably ever. That's very interesting. BJ Lapierre comes in next, says, when I recorded my Sasquatch vocalizations in August of 2024, it wasn't quiet at all as far as the crickets went. They were very noisy, but I didn't hear any other woodland animals, though. Not hearing them is the norm for here. It does seem as though that when a larger predatory animals, Bigfoot, etc., moved in, the smaller predators, such as coyote and such, moved out. We no longer hear the coyotes singing the song of their people, per se, at all anymore. And there's plenty of reports of Bigfoot actually taking out coyotes, like going out and clearing them out. Maybe it's a competition thing. I don't know. But they don't seem to have any love for coyotes. And this time of the year, they used to be very, very loud due to it being breeding season. But the last few years, not a peep can be heard from them. Back in August 2024, when I recorded what I was hearing, I wasn't really close to the Bigfoot during their vocalizations. At least they weren't close within my visual area here, that is. There was definitely 4 in the vocal encounter. One male, which had the deep whoop that you could feel within you, started it all off, and then the 3 individual higher-pitched chatterers, which I felt were probably female or young ones that followed. After a minute or two afterwards, two more lower-pitched chatter voices answered back from down over the hill from us. The crickets never went quiet during all of this back and forth. Maybe it just gets quiet in the close general vicinity of where the creatures are, but not when they are further distance away, where they may not be considered a threat to them. Yeah, it could be a proximity thing, absolutely. That's a great thought. All right, let's go to Rachel. She's second to last here. I'm agreeing with the possibility that infrasound can create muffling of other frequencies created by other forest animals. It's as if it creates a clear slate where the actions of prey animals might be heard more clearly. Oh, that's a good point. Such as their breathing, or without knowing how good the senses of Bigfoot actually are, perhaps even it allows Bigfoot to hear the heartbeat of deer, rodents that are their food sources. Yeah, it's hard to say how acute their hearing is. I would guess, just a guess, that it's probably pretty acute. They don't usually jam loud noises and go to rock concerts or anything like that. That was overly stupid, and I didn't mean it that way, but just think about how much our ears are inundated with sound all the time. And of course, sound is one thing, the ability to pick it up is one thing, but the mental acuity to dial into that sound and really figure it out is another thing. And a lot of times we are so overstimulated that I think we miss more sounds than we pick up. The Batman closes it out so for tonight and says, short version, they have postulated that Bigfoot uses ultra low frequencies that we can't consciously hear to stimulate a fear response in you. Well, maybe all the forest creatures can hear it, and they shut up because a Sasquatch is annoyed. Oh, it's a good take. Thank you. Some great thoughts on this, guys. Really appreciate your feedback. Not a ton of responses tonight, but still, the responses we got are incredibly provocative and thought-inducing in me. I love that. I love these takes. You guys are brilliant. So that's what the question of the week is. You're welcome to join our Discord, as was stated, and we'd love to have you participate in these questions as well. Now, not every question is going to appeal to everybody, but you don't have to know what you're talking about, because all of the answers provided are good answers, because we don't know what this stuff is. Nobody knows what this stuff is. Some people out there will tell you they know exactly what this stuff is. They don't know what this stuff is. They don't know. I was just hearing something just the other day, and I'm not going to go into specifics, but it was talking about stone apes and the process they go to put stone on their hair. And basically it's an offshoot legend of one of the Sasquatch branches, and how they were rumored by the indigenous peoples to have stone coating their bodies. And a long drawn out explanation of sap and rocks that were attached to the sap in the hair was given to explain that. And I don't think that that's accurate at all. And I don't know where a person could even draw such profound conclusions, considering nobody's seen them do this, but still the claims are out there. And, I'm not begrudging people coming up with ideas. I think that's great, but don't speak it like it's a fact. We don't know how they get, where did they, I think stone ape is probably more likely some version of clay or mud that they roll into in order to create a hard coat of their hair combined with the clay or mud. Because if it's sap, if it's like literally sap from trees, like a pine tree, that hair is going to be dead until it grows out. Like they're going to have to deal with rocks on their bodies until it grows out and falls out. And that means all of it that is attached to that one rock, and several rocks all over their body. So again, don't be afraid to say what you think, but, because nobody can really call you wrong. I can't say that claim is wrong. It just sounds absurd to me. And I actually know the person that made it, and I respect them, but I just don't, I don't know. That's far too big a claim, in my opinion. But anyway, come to your own conclusions. That's, all up to the individual. And, please, if you have an idea of your question of the week that you'd like asked, please join the Discord and let Chucky know through this thread right above it, which is question of the week suggestions. But if you're still not familiar with our Discord, all of these topic points are available for discussion, and there's voice channels down here if you guys want to chat in person. You can certainly use them. I've never seen them used, except for when I used it. I've never seen people jump into the chats, the voice chats down there, and that's fine. Some people are just shy, whatever, or don't have the right hardware, but it's available if you guys want to use it. So anyway, yep, that was the Discord question of the week. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, by God. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where is it? There it is. All right, so that was the question of the week. See, it's all beautiful. It's all beautiful up in here. Nice job, Chucky. You did a great one, and thank you, whoever it was that gave the suggestion. Appreciate it. That was a great question. I like that. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. What the hell is that? Oh, you're getting a little ahead of the game, ain't you? I don't know. What the hell is that? Is it time? I guess it could be. We could roll into what the hell is that. I did have a different article open to look at, but we can look at that next week. That's fine. We don't have to do it now. Oh, there's a link on YouTube description too. I'm just looking at the chat here quick to see if I missed anything else. I think I got everything, but all right. I guess we can. All right. 420 Man from the West wants some what the hell is that? Well, who am I to begrudge that? I'm glad you guys like that segment. I like it as well. I really do. That is fine with me. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for...
What the hell is that?
Hi, Hi, Vince. Good to see you. Vince Sanchez just came in. Great to have you here, man. All right. It's time for What the Hell Is That? Are y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? I don't know. The beatbox is just not there yet. I'm working on it. I'm not really working on it. Just kidding. All right. What the hell is that? Is my favorite, says Amanda. Oh, very cool. Well, I'm glad you guys like this. It's 24 Vampire Man says my favorite part too. Wow, you guys. I didn't realize I could just do a reaction channel and save myself a hell of a lot of work. But I actually think my favorite part is the voting part. Hi, Cal. Good to see you. Cal underscores in the house. I don't know if you say the underscore or not, but that's just how I see it. So, yeah. What the hell is that is a segment that I've created and we've been doing for a while now, that where we showcase alleged evidence of paranormal events. It might be video, might be a photo, something of the works. I found one cool one tonight that's not really a voter, not really for voting, but I was like, oh, that's so cool. I saw it before. I think we featured it on the channel before, but I think it's pretty cool. The first one we're going to look at tonight comes from one of my own personal favorite reaction sites out there. I don't know if you guys have ever watched him or not, but the guy cracks me up like crazy. And I'm speaking of Casper Site. It's a YouTube channel. I think most of you guys are probably familiar with it. He does a hell of a lot of shorts as well, so you've probably bumped into his stuff. But his reactions just have me rolling because he's just so emotional about it. And he's a Brit. He's from the UK over there. And I don't know, is this the way he reacts is just hilarious to me. I just love the guy. I think he's great. He's done a hell of a job with his channel. He's got a huge following, but he does these reaction videos where he checks out things like, sometimes he does long form reactions where he'll watch some YouTuber investigative channel and watch them do an investigation, and he'll do his commentary all the way through it. It's just brilliant. But sometimes he does these short ones where they're just these little short takes. And I thought we'd showcase this because I like the guy. I think he's fun. Jackie says, I love that guy. Yeah, I do too. And I feel bad for him because he just lost his brother recently, and he put out a video, and my heart broke for the guy. I can't imagine that pain, and I'm so sorry for him. My prayers to his family, and that they carry on okay. He had talked to his brother, and who was trying to recovering alcoholic, and he talked him into doing a channel and talking about the recovery process, and he was doing really good, but unfortunately he succumbed to his I think it was body just damage from all the drinking over the years, and it's sad. Yeah, exactly. T-Bone was just talking about it. Same thing in chat. So I my heart breaks for him. He seems like an incredibly cool guy, and certainly suffering a loss like that is horrifying. And I hope that they're finding peace with it. But did he really? I didn't realize that, Jackie. Okay, he lost his mom not too long ago too. Yeah, I watched the video where he talked about his brother passing, and God bless him. He cried on there, and his heart was breaking, but he got on there and did it, and I respect the hell out of that because I think it's great. Hey, Justin Good Earth, good to see you, brother. You made it in time for What the Hell Is That? Oh, he's actually busy doing something. He's hanging out with Tommy Town. Okay. Tommy Boy Freedom on Rumble. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So, anyway, this one is from Casper Site, and his name is Ben, and just a hilarious guy. If you haven't seen him, definitely go subscribe to his channel. The guy's just freaking hilarious. I just love his reactions. He's just so funny, and he's genuine. It's not like he's just doing some weird exaggeration stuff. You can see that the guy's he's genuinely creeped out on a lot of this stuff, and his antics and his reactions are so animated. It just cracks me up. So let's get to this. Oh, thank you for posting the link, T-Bone. I appreciate that. Here it is. This is Casper Site on YouTube. And I think he's on Facebook too. He's probably on TikTok, probably on everything. But I know he got his start on YouTube and has done a hell of a job. Has a huge following. Like I think the first time I saw him, he actually had less subscribers than I have. And he's gone up to, like 1 million or something. I don't know what he's got now, but he's flying. That dude's doing incredible. So gotta love it. Gotta celebrate his victory as well. See, it's not just, me. I'm happy for anybody that makes this work. So let's check it out. Here it is. He's reacting to, it's the face, the scariest face in paranormal history. So let's see what this one is. I don't even remember because I pulled it up a while ago. Let me pull this back a little bit. There we go. Here we go.
In March 2025, TikTok user Hannah Gook was doing a late-night live stream just chatting her followers when something happened. Han noticed anything out of the viewers did.
Oh, Jesus.
Look at the state of you, stupid little. Oh my God.
Oh, he actually muted him out. But
I feel like I look like Dua Lipa, but since I cut my hair I feel like I look a lot less like her. A lot of people tell me I look like Dua Lipa from 2018 or so. She has.
Oh my God, the vocal in this is just killing me. But he actually overdubbed his voice too, which is unfortunate. And this is his channel. So I don't know how that happened, but crazy creepy. Did you see that face over here in the window? Did you guys catch it? Let's watch again. I don't know. I mean, we don't know a lot. What do you think? Is that paranormal or is that just somebody creeping on her house looking in the window? Let me know in the chat. 1, you think it might be paranormal? Or 0, you think it's just some creepy guy mugging in the window? But that's just disturbing as hell. What do you think? 0 from Chucky. Gotcha. Chucky's the first voter. Tulips. Jackie Hall's giving it a 1. Yeah. It's disturbing even if it is a person because that's somebody, we can only assume it's not somebody she knows. I mean, if it's just a family member being a dick and photobombing you like a brother or something, okay, maybe that's not so scary, but it's still really creepy to have somebody looking in your window for God's sakes. So I don't know. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, lots of votes here. I fell behind. It is a big head. You're right, but it could be just elongating it. I'm trying to speak. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, we got a lot of votes. Let me get to this. Jackie Hall's all in. Vampire Man's halfway there. Stony Jackson, nope. Rachel, nope. Peeping Tom from Josie. Wizard Moon. Josie said no too, by the way. Just Peeping Tom. Wizard Moon, 0. Pixie Ranger, 0. John Temperin, Creeper. Yeah, definitely. Creepy either way. I mean.
1,558.
1,558. Okay. We just needed a 1 or a 0 on this one. Do we just supposed to take the 1? But anyway, 0.5 from Kedstar. He's halfway there. Big Head T-Bone says Eric Fry's all in on this one. 2 Shadows. Nope. Hooking Good Creations by Tina. Nope. Amanda's Crazy Life channel. Yeah, she believes it could be real. Vince. Nope. T-Bone's halfway there. Hoggle's halfway. The Grieving Model's halfway. That's definitely some creeper. It is, yeah. For sure, Wizard. BJ Lapeer, 0.5. Yeshua, nope. Phil Funk, nope. That's stinking creepy, says Kel. Yeah. I thought it was a mirror at first. Yeah, it's really not what you want to see when you're looking at behind you. It looks like Momo. Oh, God, yeah. That's a creepy thing. Hoggle says I'm dead. Yeah. 2558. Well, it said 1558, not 2558. Yeah. That's what the ghost box said. Imagine if she's on the second floor and there's no ledge to stand on. Yeah, that's another whole bucket of creepy sauce then. If it's just something hovering out there, yeah, that's like some Salem's Lot crap, and that's not good. Listen, Spirit Box, 0 or 1, don't get crazy. Yeah, Spirit Box, 0 or 1 if you're going to vote. 1558 is not a vote. You did it good the other night. Yeah, so what do we got over in Rumble? What are they saying? 0 from Barbara Mora. Car Juice, nope. What's wrong with the eyes before the face shows up? I don't know what's wrong with her eyes. She does that bug out eyed thing there. But, I mean, she just looks probably animated a bit there. But I want to see that face. Yeah, he's just, doing the big eyes. I don't know. Maybe he's got dark eyes. It does look kind of a lot creepy, though. Almost looks like they're glowing in the middle, actually. Which makes it even more creepy. But the mouth, yeah, he could just, make the O mouth and you wouldn't see his lips. So, and then it just shoots away quick. And she never even knows it, apparently. That's creepy as hell, though. Whatever it is, nope. But check out Casper's site, because you guys are going to love it. If you haven't watched it before, you're going to love that channel. That guy is just hilarious. He just cracks me up. He just, I don't know. There's some people that can just say a word and it cracks you up. And it's not the word, and it's not that it was so profoundly hilarious, but it was just the delivery. And that's everything Ben says. It's just his delivery is just so spot on and so entertaining. I can't help but watch him. Just a brilliant guy. So, yep, T-Bone put it up there again, Casper site on YouTube. So check him out. That's the first one. Yeah, I would love to hear it too. I'm really disappointed. I didn't screen the whole clip, so I didn't realize that we weren't even going to get his voice, because I would love for you guys to have heard the way he reacts. That would have been hilarious, but I can't give you that. Sorry. But that's the first one. Let's go to the next one. This one's from Chucky Danger. Ooh, I don't know why I played already. Now I got to re-cue this up. Hold on while I re-cue it up. Actually, I could start it there, because it will just let it play over and over. This one comes from Scary Encounter on Instagram. Scary Encounter is the account that hosted this video, and it comes from an old VHS tape. John Belushi was like that. Yeah, John Belushi was hilarious too. But it shows two kids kind of playing around outside, and then something runs behind them that kind of boggles the mind. And I'm going to read you the caption of this first, because it's kind of lengthy. This is, again, thank you, Chucky, for sending this. An old VHS-style video is circulating again, showing two children playing when something unusual appears in the background. A small white figure, barely noticeable at first. The footage, reportedly from Mexico, has reignited debate online. Some say it's nothing more than a vintage video glitch or an optical illusion. Others believe there may be more to it. I have watched it. I don't believe it's a glitch. But across parts of Mexico, stories of gnomes have existed for generations. Locals and visitors claim these small beings are seen near forests, nature trails, and old buildings, often linked to unexplained mischief like missing objects or tiny footprints appearing overnight. The folklore is so widespread that even a museum exists dedicated to preserving these mysterious tales. Coincidence or something more? What do you think? Could it be a gnome, duende, or leprechaun? And the credit goes to Victoria Ventura on Instagram. Okay, very good. But check out Scary Encounters for the rest of this, and we'll watch the video now. I'm going to move it over so it's better framed on the screen here. There we go. All right, here it is. Why isn't there sound? There it went. Did you see it? There it went by the car. Did you see it? But wait, it'll loop. And you can watch it again. Now, don't say AI, because this is well before AI. If it's truly an old video, it sounds like it is. It's not one I've ever seen before, so it's brand new to me. It could be manufactured to look like old VHS tape through an AI filter, but if it is genuinely this old, then this predates AI by a long time. So, man, that little girl just heads planted into that pole. Poor kid. There it goes, though. There are several videos that have been out forever on YouTube like this, though, from down in Mexico and Central America. People seeing these little diminutive creatures, usually called duende, or I don't know if they call them gnomes or if there's other names that they use, but they are like that. That's how people describe them. But you can find some pretty good videos online. There's one where these kids are playing soccer in this one urban area, and between like two, I can't remember if there's like a couch and a box against the wall, you see this little upright figure wander by quick, and the kids are going to get their ball and they see it and then they scream and run. And I think it's very wild. So let you guys come to your own conclusions. I don't know anything about this one. I've never seen it before, but you be the judge. Let's see what you guys had to say. Time to vote, unless you already have. All right, let's see. All right, so here we go. Carol Pack gives it a 1. It might be, but it looks funny, says the grieving model. Let's see. T-Bone gives it a 1. 0.5 from the grieving model. John T, a certified AI, says 420 Man from the West. Based on what, though? I mean, other than the fact that it appears, but out of nowhere, seemingly. Quack gives it a 1. All in on this one. Rachel gets it right. All in. Amanda, nope. Jackie Hall gives it a 1. Let's see. Josie says nope. 1, gotta be a gnome, says 24 Vampire Man. Yeah, it could be. I mean, certainly no shortage of stories coming out of Central and Mexico and Central America dealing with these things, and South America, I think. 0.5 from Phil Funk. Blue Cruise gives it a 1. 1 from Eric Fry. 1 from Chucky Danger. 1 from Vince Sanchez. 0.5 from Wizard Moon. Kel gives it a 1. Hoggle, nope. 0.5 from Owl. And Yeshua, 0.5. Kedstar, 0.5. Two Shadows, 0.5. Standing Stones, 0.5. 0, BJ Lapierre. 0.5, John Temperin. And 0, No Shadow. That's interesting. Let's watch that. That's a great catch, Henry. Let's take a look. No, the shadow is going on the car. The shadow is definitely projecting on the car behind it. Watch again. It's Dobie. Yeah, it definitely has a shadow. Now remember, the light is here, right by this pole, so their shadows are going to be much more big and profound. It is in the background. There's its shadow moving along that car. It's an obviously much smaller figure than these children, so it's not going to create a big shadow, but there is a shadow. So I think that was great to check out, though. I didn't even think to look for a shadow. Great idea. What do we got over on Rumble? Where it was 0 from Barbara Mora. No, 0.5 from Barbara Mora. What's with the eye before the face shows up? Oh, that's the other one. Okay. 0.5 from Barbara and 0.5 from Car Juice. Nobody saw that there. No, and that's the interesting thing. That's a great point too, Car Juice. Sometimes they are seen, but I think it's not really screaming by. And I don't know, maybe it's something that gets picked up better on camera than it does visually. Maybe that's part of it. I just don't know. There's a lot of questions for sure that these kind of videos elicit, but they're fascinating to discuss. I do believe these things are out there. I do think that these stories are grounded in some truth. And not to state that they're everywhere, or maybe even that there's many of them, but I think that they're around. I find it interesting, these little figures like this, and this is something that Robin Moonshadow had told me, is that they don't seem to be really worried about people. A lot of reports show them moving so fast that you'd have to almost go frame by frame to see them. This one was just more like, dook, 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 almost like walking on tiptoes, like Scooby and Shaggy, the way that it's kind of bent over, like, yeah, don't mind me, just go play. But it is interesting the kids don't have any reaction to it or anything either. I don't know. We can't address all of the questions. Obviously, we don't have very much information, but could it be real? Sure. Could it be fake? Sure. So interesting. It all kinds of gets down to a gut check. Camera does pause a little, then it goes back onto the children. Yeah, that's kind of true, isn't it? That is kind of a good point. Yeah, it kind of pauses right there. You're right. I wonder why. That's an interesting take. Thank you, Car Juice. That's a good catch. Why did the camera pause and kind of like, oh, there it is. Let's get back to the kids. Like, maybe they're used to seeing it. Maybe it's something they know. Maybe they've become friendly with it. Who knows? I mean, I'm just really speculating stupidly right now. I don't necessarily believe that, but it is strange how it just kind of freezes as the thing walks and then keeps retracking the children after that. Yeah, that's great observation. Thank you. All right, there's 2 more. The last one is more of an interesting thing. No, this one is the more interesting thing. Sorry. And the last one is a haunted doll. This one I love because it seems to suggest, again, that we really don't give animals enough credit. And I know that a lot of people regard animals as these functions of nature. A lot of times animals are performing a natural function, and therefore that's their existence and that's what they do. And in some cases, I think there is something to that. However, I think, and maybe it's more of a recent adaptation or something, but it seems to me that animals are getting smarter. This is a great point. This video that I'm going to show you, and again, it's one that I showed on the show quite a while ago before I had this segment, but I thought it'd be fun to revisit now as we're doing this. So what's going on is the caption says, this is from Why Is Thy on YouTube channel. They posted this. After noticing the homeowner fed an injured bird, some smart birds in the neighborhood decided to try and scam to get food. So they're acting like they're hurt just to try to get food, like they saw the other one get fed. So let's check this one out. I'm going to mute it because there really isn't any need for the music. One was like, hey, get out of here. This is my spot. I'm hurt. That one comes in. He's, oh, I'm hurt too. No, get out. So they're acting injured to try to get the homeowner to feed them. And then they actually are territorial about it. So is that not brilliant or what? I mean, how smart are animals? Dove, my dog, much more intelligent than me, T-Bone says. Yeah. Isn't that brilliant, though? I mean, this isn't really a voting one. I guess we could vote in the fact that you think animals are smart and we're definitely underrating these intelligences. Give me a 1. Animals are smart. Or give me a 0 if you think animals are just idiots and this is learned behavior and nothing to see here. 1, you think they're smart. 0, you think it's just maybe trained birds. I don't know, whatever you think. But if you don't think it's because of their intelligence, let me know with a 0. Oh, lots of 1s. Yeah, this is just all 1s. I don't even think I'm going to try to name all the ones that you guys are voting. Ivy Ramirez, that's a new name, right, Ivy? Welcome to the show. Thank you. Remember that flying squirrel video? Yeah. With the broom where it's like staging its own accident. Yeah. Good point. Another one, but that's a mammal. I never really considered birds of this size having that much intelligence, but look at that. They're totally conning for free food. Yeah. You guys are all in on this one. All 1s. 1 times 10 from SoCal. Yeah. I think we're under, what is the word I'm looking for? We're not giving these animals enough credit. And maybe it's our own hubris, our own arrogance, that we don't give them the benefit of intelligence, that they're just animals. But no, they're not just animals. These animals are doing almost a human kind of reaction. That's a lot of intelligence there. Not just one of them, but several of them. That's the other weird part. It's like several of them have gotten together on this and like, maybe they talked about it. Who knows? Do they have a language that robust? Who knows? But I just find it fascinating that they're like, oh, wait, he fed the hurt one. Guys, we got to act hurt. We're going to get fed. Come on. I just think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. They're probably a type of corvid. Yeah, they could be. Could be in the crow family, which would definitely speak to intelligence. But I mean, I don't doubt that there's just, stupid birds out there. Don't get me wrong, but these guys are definitely showing some pretty comprehensive mimicry to do things. There's things called killdeer, which will, like they basically nest in sandy areas, and if you walk near it, they'll make themselves really apparent and start dragging a wing like they're hurt, in order to get you to walk away from wherever their nest is and try to get to the bird. And then once you get close, it flies and it'll land and act hurt again and keep drawing you away from their nest. And that's a pretty impressive mimicry in order to protect their young and the eggs in the nest. But this is a whole different level. This is like, I just want some of that food. So very, very cool. Oh, Deocean says, I've seen them do this stuff before. Okay, very cool. Octopus are aliens, so intelligent. Yeah, they are. I marvel at octopus. I think, or octopi. I think it's octopi if it's more than one. But I think they are definitely an evolved intelligence as well. So there you go. This one was more of an interest. We still voted, but I don't think anybody doubts what we're looking at here is definitely a demonstration of intelligence, and that's cool. That's really cool in my book. Like, what are these animals really thinking about us? And the other interesting part is I've heard stories of shamans talking to animals and even getting information from people they know and love, the shamans, from far, far away, because this circuit of animals that they communicate through, the animals near the people they love, will report through the grapevine back to the shaman because they talk to his animals that are near him, and he can communicate with them. And this is out of Australia. I think it was an Aboriginal guy that was doing this. And I was just like, oh my God, that's amazing. This is some Dr. Dolittle stuff, right? But, I mean, there could be just global networks of animal communication. Very, very cool. So that was that one. I hope you guys liked it. I'll give you a link to that if you guys want to check that out on your own. That's, again, from Why Is Thy, if you want to see it. And here as well, paste on Rumble. There we go. So I haven't seen a killdeer for nearly 40 years. Oh, yeah. I love watching Raven videos. There's a couple with Raven and the snowy owl. Just annoying the heck out of the owl. Yeah, ravens and crows, the corvids basically are exceptionally intelligent, and they're also exceptionally vindictive. If you hurt one of them, you're gonna be harassed every time you go outside for the rest of maybe all your life. I don't know how long they hold a grudge, but if you ever hurt a crow, you're going to be dealing with its family forever. They will not like you. Yep, as are hawks. Yeah, all of the raptors are really amazing too. The owls, of course, sure. But very cool. I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was interesting. The last one tonight on the what the hell is that? Is this one? This one has to do with a haunted owl. Haunted doll. That's a haunted owl. Haunted doll. It's captured on camera, allegedly. But what do you think? So this is coming from H5, which is Haunted 5 channel on YouTube. And this is a cool channel too. This guy hosts a whole bunch of these videos. Sometimes he's a floating head in the top half of it, but he weighs in, verbally on it. But see what you guys think. What do you think of this one? Let me put it on screen. It's a little further over, isn't it? Let me do this. There we go. All right, here it is. Haunted 5 channel on YouTube put up this one dealing with haunted doll, and it's from TikTok user Kubo Koi. Kubo Koi. I don't know what that means. Japanese, I'm sure. Koi is a fish, I think, but I don't know what Kubo is. So there you go. Let's check it out.
Some additional income from reselling items that he collects at garage sales. Most of the items are not very interesting and are simply a means to make some cash. He recently came across a doll at a local garage sale that seemed rather unusual to him.
Watch the box. Ooh, little shift. Now watch the hand of the doll.
Oh, shit.
So there you go. What are we looking at there, folks? Did he buy an actual haunted doll? Is that captured on camera? Looks like the doll's looking right at him, too. Kind of like side-eyeing him. Like, that's a little creepy. Watch the doll's eyes. Where is it looking? It's like looking at the guy. So, I don't know. What do you think? Is that a haunted doll? Give me a 1 in chat if you think so. Or if you think it's just some kind of hoax. Give me a 0 or a decimal of your choosing to indicate your faith in this video. Nope, no thank you, said Grieving Model. The Unknown, nope, not buying this one. When it comes to dolls, just remember Robert and Annabelle. Yeah. SoCal Squatcher, nope. And 1 from 24 Vampire Man. And a big nope from me, he says. What do we got after that? Chucky Danger, nope, not buying this one. Josie's all in on this one. And Eric Fry's halfway there. Didn't watch Hate Dolls. John Temperance says it's still looping, so just I'll let you know when I'm done showing it, John. The Grieving Model is all in on this one. Blue Cruise is definitely all in. Rachel gets it right, is 0.5, halfway there. The Oceans, nope. Author, illustrator, B.J. Lapierre, nope. One Burnett, says Henry Dog. Hoggle's giving it halfway, maybe. Phil Funk, all in, 1. Jackie Hall, yep, 1. And then we got Vincent Sanchez giving it a 1. Two Shadows giving it a 0, not buying this one. Wizard Moon, 1, all in. Almost too scared to vote, Vince says. Ken Star's giving it halfway, maybe. Quack is saying nope. T-Bone, nope. And Yeshua's halfway there. Owl, nope. Cal is all in. And Amanda's Crazy Life Channel, 0. I want it to be Annabelle, says Vamp Skyder. Yeah, geez, I don't know. Could you imagine eBay and a doll and it turns out to be Annabelle? Oh, no. All right, Vamp Skyder gives it a heart after that. And then Susie Wright says nope. Over on the Rumble, we got a 1 from Barbara Mora. And Dog Digger is a bunch of emojis. I don't know what he voted, but Car Juice, nope, not buying this one. So Carol Pack's giving it a 0, even all in words. Okay. Well, there you go. I don't know if you're into this or not. I do believe that haunted dolls is a thing. Again, I think that's possibly just approximating a human shape with arms and a face and a body may be an attractive location for spirits to attach to. Again, I always risk sounding redundant, but I repeat things a lot on this show. But again, a few years ago, I was trying to do a real deep dive, just digging, researching dolls. And I was trying to figure out why were they invented? And from what I could figure out there, it's really unclear, but there are plenty of schools of thought that suggest that dolls were never invented as children's playthings. They were in fact invented to be vessels for the dead. That was the reason dolls were created, was to become a vessel for the dead to inhabit. So, I mean, maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe there's far too much truth. So if you've got a wayward spirit looking for an attachment and they see a doll, they might be all in, like, oh yeah, there we go. And so they inhabit the doll. I don't know. But there's lots of stories of haunted dolls out there. Not that they're all necessarily true, but interesting all the same. So I think that, I don't know about this one. I don't know. It's not a lot to go on. And there's certainly plenty of easy ways to hoax a video like this. So it's not impossible to make that look exactly like it with some string pulls. And it wouldn't be hard at all. But on the other hand, it could be legit. It could be legitimately a haunted doll that he was able to catch moving. So that's really cool too. But there you go. This has been What the Hell Is That? Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you found value in this presentation. And we're actually going to have time for some Cryptid Corner, believe it or not, which has been a while since we have. So, but we usually do a lot of cryptids on the What the Hell Is That? So I figure it's a 1-for-1. But anyway, let's get back to the next segment. This has been
What the hell is that?
What the hell is that? It has been that. But don't worry, we got more, because now it is time for the next segment. The next segment of the show is one that I'm pretty fond of. It's one that we've been doing for a long time, and it's actually one of the fan favorites of the show. It's one of the reasons I close the show with this one all the time, because it's time, ladies and gentlemen, as we walk to the darkened places to explore the Cryptid Corner. There we are, the Cryptid Corner, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we discuss cryptozoological topics such as Bigfoot, Dogman, maybe Loch Ness Monster, maybe pale crawlers like in the teaser for the episode tonight. Just anything cryptid related. And I think there's plenty of things out there we have not discovered yet. Doesn't mean that they're supernatural necessarily. It just means they're not authenticated by our existing scientific authorities, if you will. So that's what a definition of a cryptid is. But there are tons of reports and claims of people seeing these things firsthand. So we're going to get to this. This one is, we're going to start out at Sasquatch Chronicles. Not sure if we'll get through it all or part of it or where we'll end up. We've got about 20 minutes roughly left, so we can cover some ground. But this one is January 15th. Sasquatch Chronicles blog. Definitely check out Wes's blog. It's an incredible source for a lot of extra information, not just information about his show. So the Scoutmasters were shaken. From January 15th, the listener writes, "The summer of 1991 was something I had prepared for all year. I was part of a Boy Scout troop selected for a 50-mile crew trek at, what is that, Philmont Scout Ranch near Cimarron, New Mexico. After several days at base camp, our packs were loaded and we set out on a 12-day trek through the mountains. Well, about 4 days in, I began to feel like I was being watched. It wasn't fear at first, just a persistent awareness that nature went away. Or that never went away. I don't know where I got nature from. Sorry, folks. Really sleepy. The guide assigned to our crew for the first few days seemed uneasy as well. He left us early, saying he'd meet us again 3 days later at the next major activity camp. Early in the afternoon on day 6, I stepped away from the camp to dig a cat hole. As I was crouched there, I thought I saw something peek out from behind a tree, then quickly pull back out of sight. I just brushed it off and told myself that I was just exhausted and maybe slightly dehydrated. I hadn't been in great shape when the trek began, and the altitude and the miles were definitely taking their toll. Over the next 2 days, that feeling of being watched never left. None of the adults seemed concerned, so I just assumed I was being paranoid. On the 5th night, I heard a distant howl that lasted close to 10 seconds. It sent a chill straight through me. I'd grown up camping, hunting, and fishing and had spent countless nights outdoors. But I had never heard anything like it. It wasn't a coyote, bobcat, cougar, or bear, and I barely slept that night. See what he did? It wasn't a bear, and I barely slept that night. Sorry. I get stupid all night long. Well, night 6 passed quietly, except for what I thought were pine needles falling on my tent. But night 7 is when things truly became unsettling. Every evening we hoisted our food and anything scented into a bear bag suspended between 2 trees just to keep the black bears out. That night, heavy footsteps circled the camp. By morning, the bear bag was gone. Oh no. The rope had been pulled so hard that the bag flipped over the line between the trees and dropped to the ground. The bag had been roughly 25 feet in the air and about 20 feet from each tree. I don't know of any predator that's capable of doing that. I overheard the Scoutmasters talking quietly that morning, and they were shaken. The following night we camped near several other crews, and there were no more incidents for the rest of the trek. Still, whenever anything unusual happened, I felt an overwhelming sense of dread. I didn't dare tell anyone. I didn't want to be labeled as a coward by the other scouts, and the ground was dry and rocky, and we never found any tracks or impressions. There was no proof, only memories. Well, fast forward to October of 1997, I just completed a 3-year enlistment in the U.S. Army and had traveled to Helena, Arkansas to visit my father's side of the family. Well, I grew up in Texas, about an 11.5-hour drive south on I-35. One night, my uncle invited me to go raccoon hunting with an old friend of his. We went up on Crowley's Ridge and turned the friend's hounds loose. I loved listening to those dogs work their howls, echoing through the woods as they chased and treed raccoons. When they were younger, they used to shoot the raccoons, but now they just enjoyed hearing the dogs do their job. Hearing the dogs do their job, sorry. We already treed a few, and it was close to 2 a.m. when the hounds chased a raccoon off the ridge into a thick hollow. Suddenly, the woods went dead silent. Moments later, the raccoon came running back up the ridge right past us. Then the hounds emerged. They were whimpering. One was limping, and every instinct had told us something was wrong. And we decided to get out of the woods immediately. The next day, my uncle took me to visit an elderly Cherokee man that he knew. My uncle asked him about that area that we had been the night before and showed him the location on a map. When my uncle pointed it out, the man told us to stay away from that place. Members of his tribe never go there. He said because something old and powerful lives there. People have disappeared in that area over the years. I didn't fully believe it at first, after the first incident, years earlier, but it's hard to dismiss warnings from native people with an oral history stretching back thousands of years. It feels good to finally get this off my chest after all these years. No one would have believed me when these things had happened. I don't think even my wife would believe me now. Well, thank you for listening and giving space to those who've carried these experiences in silence for far too long. Yeah, that's wild. Yep. Doesn't surprise me, though. None of that behavior is atypical at all. It blends right into thousands of other stories I've read. That's usually my personal litmus test for whether or not I believe someone's telling the truth. Is like, well, I've heard all of this before many, many, many times. So it matches behavior patterns that we do know. And I think that's powerful. So very cool. That was the first one. We got more. This is from January 14th. Very short. They called it red eyes. A listener writes, I'm from Arkansas, and in 1984, I had a face-to-face with one that I'm convinced was eating bugs. It said something or made a garbled noise. I was 14 years old. It scared me so badly that my legs gave out. I didn't have a perfect view of its face because it was backlit, but we were less than a foot apart. I'm a lifelong hunter and have only had one other strange thing happen in the woods over 40 years, and I'm actually glad my sighting was from my bedroom, but my grandparents told me stories of what they called red eyes. Ooh. There you go. The red eyes. That's not good. I've heard somebody state, this is, gosh, I guess years ago, but they said if you see the eye shine and it's like golden or green or whatever, it's okay. Those are the good ones. But if you see the red eye shine, those are not the good ones. They are the really mean ones. So if you see the red eye shine, definitely give them extra space. Oh, there's Mr. Naysay himself. God bless you, sir. The Megaphone Man is here. Give him a $20 donation. Man, you're amazing, brother. High miraculous perfections of a unique individualism. Hope you're finding giggles abundantly. No ectoplasm in your ketchup. Share the giggles. Good to see you, man. I've missed you. Yeah, Naysay is a Anishinaabe from the tribe up in Minnesota. Actually, long-time dear friend. He's been with me forever. Hi, Miriam. Good to see you. The Cherokee Devil had red eyes. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah. I don't know if there's any truth to that. That's just something I heard years ago. Like, yeah, if you see the gold and green eye shine, you're fine. But if you see the red ones, you're in trouble. Stay away. So I don't know if the Cherokee Devil is, it's not a real flattering name. So I'm assuming that they're usually aggressive. I've heard the term before. I just don't remember specifically how that one is viewed. So I don't use ketchup, so I'm fine, says the Oceans. There you go. All right, so that was the next one. A very shorter one, that one was. How are we doing for time? Maybe got time for one more. We'll see. This one is not, well, it's not too long. This one might get a couple out of this. We'll see. All right, this is from Sasquatch Chronicles blog, January 13th, The Lights. So this may not be cryptid related. There's a lot of speculation that there's something with the lights, the orbs, and cryptids, that there might be some connection between the two. There might not be. I don't know. It depends on where you fall in this. A lot of people that don't really subscribe to the woo part of Bigfoot don't give this much merit. Some people that do definitely believe that Bigfoot can turn into orbs. So whatever you think, I don't know, but let's check this one out. The Lights. A listener writes, my daughter witnessed 3 UAPs. That's a different kind of light entirely, I think. I was thinking the ones close to the ground, but if this is up in the air, that is definitely not cryptid related, probably. And glowing orbs last night at the dog park across the street from her home. We lived in, I don't know how to say this, Hyuchi, California, right next to Jedediah Smith State Park. My daughter is a registered nurse, intelligent, grounded, and open to the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Both she and I have had CE5 experiences. That's Dr. Stephen Greer's protocols for making contact with alleged intelligent aliens. In the past, and have seen things that I can't explain through conventional means. Well, a few weeks ago, she mentioned that while walking her dogs near the dog park, she suddenly felt uneasy as if she were being watched. Her dogs were on high alert, which was unusual for them. She had never felt that way in the area before. Last night, while taking out the garbage, she asked the ETs to say hello. Moments later, she observed the UAPs and glowing orbs at the dog park. She also recalled hearing something moving very fast with very heavy footsteps coming from within the park just before she noticed the orbs. There are no street lights in that area, and at night, the park is completely pitch black. You can't see into it at all. I've attached a photo of one of the orbs, along with a comparison image of the dog park during the daytime. She also has video footage. She's open to speaking with you about her experience if you're interested. Thanks for your show. And here's the light anomaly with the nice arrows, making sure. I think this one's probably a lens flare. This one I think is legit as being a bright source of light. I don't know that it's in the sky or anything about it, but I think this one is what's called a lens flare. And it has to do with lenses being curved. That light can, how do I demonstrate this? Light can come in up here and it will kind of shoot down at an opposite angle and come back out and create these lens flares, they're called. So not unusual, but here's the, oh, is this the orb? Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't see any reason that should have been formed. Like there's nothing reflective. Usually look for a hot spot in the distance. Like something reflective showing a real bright shine. And then you can attribute that as a lens flare. But I don't see anything. However, this is maybe cropped. And we might be missing what it could be. But this is another one. Looks like the same area. Actually, almost exactly. Obviously a different time of day. But that is interesting. I don't know what to make of that. Very wild. And then here's the actual, there we go. And I do believe this is a lens flare. This is a lens flare. This is probably legit, but not sure what's causing this light. There's not enough information to go into, but all we can do is guess. Interesting all the same, though. All right, there's that one. Let's see what we've got. Oh, this is another one. Okay. I wonder if we can do one of these. Not that one. Oh. This one comes out of Australia, and since we got several of you listeners from Australia, let's cover this one. This is from phantomsandmonsters.com, ladies and gentlemen. This is an incredible site with a lot of encounter stories. And Lon Strickler runs this site, and he does it incredibly well. He's also a published author with several books you can find information about on his webpage here at phantomsandmonsters.com. And Lon is also has a podcast and live stream on YouTube and Facebook and probably other platforms as well. And it's called Phantoms and Monsters Radio on YouTube. Check it out. Lon does stream live every Friday night for sure. And I think he does one other night somewhere, but I'm not remembering when it is, whether it's Tuesday or Thursday, I don't remember. But if you get a chance, tune into Lon because he's really one of those incredibly knowledgeable sources. He'll probably forget more about this stuff than I'll ever learn. It's just one of those things. He's been at it for decades and really has done an incredible job. So support Lon and his work and go check out his blog. So multiple non-human entity encounters reported by a single witness at public locations in Australia. It's from December 12th of last year. So it's been open on my computer for a while, but let's check it out. Over several years, an Australian witness reports repeated encounters with anomalous humanoid and non-human entities in ordinary public settings, including shopping centers, beaches, forests, and public facilities. The witness emphasizes that these experiences occur sporadically, often during periods of heightened perception, and that the entities appear invisible or unremarkable to everyone else present. What makes this report particularly compelling is the emotional clarity, consistency, and detailed sensory recall associated with each encounter. The witness states that there have been occasional days where they can perceive things others cannot, particular beings that appear human to others, but are profoundly abnormal to the witness. The experiences do not occur constantly, but seem to arise during specific perceptual states. The first encounter occurred inside of a shopping center. The witness observed a humanoid male estimated approximately 10 feet tall. Huh? Walking calmly alongside a woman who appeared completely unconcerned by his height or presence. Around 20 other people were nearby and none reacted in any noticeable way. The tall figure did not look down, crouch, or adjust his posture. He walked naturally as if his size were normal. Throughout the encounter, the being stared directly at the witness with focused attention. The witness sensed no fear from the entity, only curiosity and awareness, as if the being had noticed that the witness could see him. Another experience occurred while the witness was running along a beach at a fast pace, estimated at roughly 6 kilometers per hour. Waves were crashing along beside the shoreline when the witness noticed a shadow moving within the water. The shape appeared thinner than a dolphin and longer than a fish, but never fully surfaced. Shortly afterward, a second similar shape appeared. As waves rolled in, the form seemed to rise into the waves and glide alongside the witness, maintaining a pace for approximately 20 seconds. During this time, the witness felt a subtle internal sensation that quickly intensified. Their focus shifted inward and feeling evolved into an overwhelming sense of pleasure, peace, and emotional release. Within approximately 30 seconds, the witness experienced complete relief from long-standing depression, replaced by an intense state of bliss, love, and emotional fullness. The sensation grew so powerful that the witness felt an urge to cry out in joy. As the witness reached a sandy area near a stand of trees, they looked back towards the water and noticed that the shadows were gone. Over the next 10 seconds, the emotional sensation faded completely. The witness continued running, did not feel compelled to enter the water, and reported that logic, perception, and free will remained intact throughout the experience. The entire event lasted less than 1 minute, although the beings were never clearly seen. The witness believes the entities may have been sirens, noting that there was no audible sound or emotional effect could metaphorically explain the legendary association with music or enchantment. Wow, there's a lot here. The witness then clarified that all the other entities they have encountered appeared fearful, timid, or intent on avoiding detection. One such encounter included a quinkin, also known as a quinkin, which is Oh, this the IN versus AN. A being described as in Australian Aboriginal traditions. The witness was approaching a forest and looking down at the ground when they suddenly looked up and saw the entity crouched nearby. Even while crouched, it was as tall as a horse. The witness estimates that, standing fully upright, the being would have been approximately 17 feet tall. Oh, dear God. Comparable in width to a telegraph pole, that's not very wide, the creature was extremely thin, entirely black, with drooping sheep-like ears, and its body appeared composed of shadow rather than solid matter. Where its eyes should have been, there were no visible eyeballs, only openings filled with bright white light that seemed to exist within the creature, all contained by its shadowy form. The witness references Aboriginal accounts describing Quincan entities interdimensional and reflects on the idea that the shadow may function as a form of substance rather than simply the absence of light. The witness also reports an auditory component not commonly described in traditional stories. The creature emitted a sound similar to corrugated iron being dragged or struck. The witness later learned that a cousin who encountered a similar entity and independently described the sound as resembling tin or metal, which reinforced the witness's belief that the experience was genuine and not imagined. Oh my God, how long is this? Dear God. Oof. Boy, did I pick a winner. Another encounter occurred in a public bathroom at a beach. A male figure entered the restroom and appeared to be deliberately attempting to avoid attention. He wore an oversized hoodie pulled low, obscured his face completely, and the witness finished washing their hands and turned to pass him. The figure turned abruptly as well, and at that moment the witness briefly saw under the hood and observed an extremely gaunt face with impossibly thin cheeks, drawn sharply inward. The skull appeared abnormally narrow, roughly half the width of a human face. The chin was unusually long and square. The overall appearance reminded the witness of a stretched skeletal mask, evoking a horror caricature rather than a regular human face. The figure seemed to realize he had been seen and panicked. Fleeing the bathroom at full speed, the witness noted that his exaggerated efforts to remain unseen included hunching forward and walking with his head down to keep the hood in place, and actually made him more noticeable. On another occasion, the witness observed that what they described as a cyclops, a being that was short, approximately 5 feet 7 inches tall. As he passed by, he attempted to conceal his face. The witness nearly missed the detail but turned to look back and saw that the being had a single eye centered on his forehead. The entity glanced back towards the witness, apparently checking whether he had noticed. When their eyes met, the being appeared visibly distressed, realizing that the witness had seen him. The witness expressed confusion at the apparent fear these beings displayed, noting that they had previously imagined such entities as powerful or dominant rather than anxious or evasive. Final encounter involved a woman the witness described as kind and gentle, outwardly normal. During a conversation, the witness observed her eyes briefly changed to yellow with the vertical slit pupils. The woman blinked immediately and the eyes returned to normal. Unsure whether they had imagined it, the witness continued the conversation and saw the same transformation occur again. When they spoke the following day, the woman's eyes appeared completely normal. During their interaction, the woman spoke compassionately about the witness's emotional pain and stated that their heart felt damaged. She offered rose quartz stones as a gesture of comfort and gave the witness 2 stones without asking for anything in return. The witness remains unsure whether this was intuition, empathy, or something beyond normal perception, but notes that this individual was the only such reptilian-type entity that they recall encountering. The witness concluded that they may have experienced other encounters, but don't always retain strong memories of past events, as they do not typically dwell on them or treat them as extraordinary at the time. Then Lon writes, the report demonstrates a recurring pattern of heightened perception limited to the witness, and the witnesses appear fully integrated into public environments and unnoticed by others. The emotional tone varies sharply from fear and unease to profound peace and euphoria. Particularly in the coastal encounters, several descriptions align with known folkloric and cryptozoological entities, including quinquin beings. I'm not really familiar with quinquin. Siren-like aquatic intelligences and humanoids with extreme physiological anomalies. The consistent theme of avoidance, fear of detection, and selected visibility supports the hypothesis involving interdimensional or ultra-terrestrial entities operating alongside human populations rather than purely physical cryptids. From Lon. Well, there you go. Gave you some overtime. Took a while to read through that one, but it was a good one. It was a good one. Got to try to switch the screen there. There we go. So I guess that's going to be our journey tonight, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time, and please spread the word about the shows. Let everybody know what we're doing here, and try to bring a friend when you can. And special thanks to all your generosities tonight. You guys are incredible. Absolutely incredible. So thank you all for being here and being a part of my world. We do these live streams every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. So please adjust your calendar accordingly. But that's all I got time for tonight. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're doing. And I'll be coming back to you on Wednesday night. And we'll dive into it again. So good night, everybody. Love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day and remember to laugh as much as you can. Good night, everybody. Good night, Miriam. Good to see you. And yeah, maybe we'll see you at Phenomicon. All right, that's it. That's the show. That's all I got. Go get some rest. Good night, everybody.